Alright, so we're on page 106. We are multiplying. Multiply rational numbers. Let's go. Alright, so multiplying, it's the same thing as when you multiply fractions. So we're just going to basically do what you guys already know how to do with multiplying fractions, except now we're doing it with what?
Numbers.
Well, we were doing it with numbers before. What's the only thing different? What kind of numbers?
1 half.
No, you guys,
Decimal.
you're doing it with negatives right now. So if you look at negative 3/7 times 8/15, negative 3/7 times 8/15. First thing you should check for is what? Well, 3/7, sorry. What's the first thing you should be checking for?
Negative.
Nope. I mean, you do know that your final answer is going to be what?
Negative.
Yeah, because you have one negative, one positive. So if you want to just write that down from the start, go for it. What's the next thing? Yeah? No. You're multiplying. What do you do when you're multiplying fractions? You multiply straight across. But before you do that, what can you do?
You can connect the 3 and the 15.
Yeah, the 3 and the 15. They have a 3 in common. Divide both by 3. This becomes 1. This becomes 5. Anything else you can do? Nope. So 8 over 35. Can you reduce that at all? No, you cannot. So negative 8 over 35 is your final answer. For B, negative 2 3/5 times negative 1 1/4. Oops. Times negative 1 was it 1/4? Did I get that right? Yeah. Alright, what's the first thing I do?
2 times
What?
5 times negative.
I have to
2
turn these mixed fractions into,
proper. Whatever.
if they're not proper, they would be
Proper.
improper fractions. So you multiply here, add here, multiply here, add here. 2 times 5 is 10, plus 3 is 13 over 5, and it's a negative, times 1 times 4 is 4, plus 1 is 5, over 4. Next thing we're checking, oh, remember this is a negative number. Or we could have just done, hey, at the final, is our answer, final answer going to be negative or positive?
Negative.
Negative times negative.
Positive.
It's going to be a positive, so you can just write that at the end if you want. Anything I can cancel out? Yeah?
Positive.
Yep. And so this becomes 1 and 1, then you have 13 over 4. And we know our answer is positive. Good?
No.
Why not?
3 and 1/4.
Should have your math book up to take
3
notes on.
and 1/4.
4 goes into 13 3 times, and there's 1 over 4 left over, and your answer is positive because that was negative there. Alright, then we have, alright, we're just going to do number 10 for guided practice. Negative 3 and 1/4 times negative 2 and 2/3. Alright, and you guys can, I'll give you guys a couple minutes to do that by yourself. Check back in with you.
Day 1. We're talking about
Well, let's hurry it up. because when I'm done with this, I want, I'm
Yeah.
teaching you.
No. No, I don't know why she didn't get up this morning, but she didn't.
Yeah, we got 15 more seconds to give you guys. And that is not the right answer. Okay, first of all, the final answer is going to be what, positive or negative? Negative times negative makes a positive, yep. 3 times 4 is 12, plus 1 is 13 over 4. Times, what is negative 2 and 2/3 become? 8 over what? Is this the same question?
Yes. Wait,
Negative 2 and 3/5.
no, it's not.
Oh, no,
You
it's
got
not.
a different answer.
Alright, so things that cancel out. This becomes a
2,
2, and this becomes a.
1.
Okay, next. 13 times 2 is
26,
over.
3,
3 goes into 26.
8
8
times
times.
And how much left over?
2/3. And I got it.
And yes, the final answer is positive, we already know. Alright, so that's multiplying fractions, pretty simple. Your dividing fractions is the next thing. Looks similar, so if you have, let's go page 108 on the bottom A. Negative 5/6 divided by 1/24. Anyone remember, what do you do when you're dividing fractions? Yeah? Instead of dividing by a fraction, you multiply by the reciprocal. So negative 5/6, instead of dividing, multiplying by, what's the reciprocal of 1/24? What's the reciprocal of 1/24? What does the reciprocal mean? Take the numerator and denominator and you do what with them? Flip them. So it is 24 over 1. And we can cancel out 24 and 6. Yep. This becomes 1, this becomes 4. Final answer is what? Positive or negative?
Negative.
Negative. 5 times 4 is 20 over 1. So you can say negative 20 over 1 or just negative 20 is your answer. B, negative 5 1/3 divided by negative 2 2/5. Alright, and instead of dividing by that, instead of dividing by a fraction, we multiply by a reciprocal, but what do we have to do first? Because this isn't working out this way. What do we have to do first?
Make them into improper fractions.
Yep. Multiply, add, multiply, add. And is our final answer going to be positive or negative?
For which one?
The final answer, when you divide, you have a
Oh.
negative divided by a negative. Your final
It
answer
should
is going to be,
positive.
yep, positive. So I'm just going to take the positive and circle that so I know my final answer is positive. 5 times 3 is 15, plus 1 is 6. 15 over 3 dividing by, I'm going to keep this as division until I know what that improper fraction is. Because if I do two steps at once, it's more likely that what's going to happen?
You're gonna mess it up.
Yeah, you're going to make some kind of mistake. 2 times 5 is 10, plus 2 is 12 over 5. And now I have to do what with this? What? What?
1 to 5.
Yeah, multiply by 12 over 5. And you can cancel out.
3/4.
What?
3/4.
3 and 12. Yep, 12 goes into 3 how many times?
Wait, what?
4.
What?
Oh, okay. Never mind.
I'm waiting for someone to catch the mistake. I thought you caught it, yeah?
You didn't flip it.
Yeah, I didn't flip it.
No, I was right.
Ooh, man, that's not what I wanted. the right one? Yeah. We're just gonna stick with that and we'll erase. Yeah, so you have to flip it. If you're doing, if this is division, you're gonna do multiplying by 5 over 12, 16 over 3. Yes, the 16 and the 12 cancel out. Divide by what? What number goes into both 16 and 12? 4, yep. This becomes 4, this becomes 3. Anything else we can cancel out?
3 and
3 and 3, can you cancel those out?
3. I think it
You cannot. Why can you not cancel out 3 and 3 here?
Oh, because they're right next to each other.
Yeah, they're on the bottom. They're both of them on the bottom. One has to be on the top, one has to be on the bottom for you to cancel them out. 4 times 5 is 20, 3 times 3 is 9. 9 goes into 20.
2,
2 times with how much left over?
3 and 9.
And your final answer is positive. Good to go. Now, you don't have to write this positive out right away. I like to do that and circle it so I know, hey, I gotta come back to it. Because if, guess what, if I see this much work on your test and all you missed was that, oh, and you said the negative right here. Now, normally, if you have the wrong negative or positive, then I'm gonna take the whole thing off when it comes to the test or when it comes to an assignment. But if you've shown me, hey, I had this and I just forgot to add it back on here, I'm only taking a half off on it. Or what's more likely to happen, you already did that there, then you're not gonna forget to do it on the actual test. And oh, I like these ones the most. Negative 1/4 over, literally over 1/2. What does that mean?
Oh no, please don't.
It means that he's panicking.
You wanna stop putting the line between them.
So I just erase the line and act like it's not there.
And put the 1/2 right next to the thing, and
So I just erase this,
yes,
and then
put the 1/2.
I take this.
Oh,
Oop,
That
that's
was
not what I
easy.
want.
I'm already
Let's
done.
see. I write.
1 divided by 1/2.
I take 1/2 and write it there, and then I'm done.
No, you gotta put the divided by sign.
I write the check mark, and then I say, hey, Mr. Bernard, here you go.
No, you gotta put the divide.
Yeah, you gotta put the divided by sign, and that is actually the only thing. He's right. You don't need to do anything else other with this. The only thing you need to do is pretend like, hey, they're doing division this way, and then instead of doing it the other way, there is no other difference. The only reason they put that there is so that you get the look in your eye like he did, and you went, how do I do that? I don't know. Just relax. You got this. It's not any different than anything other. First thing, your final answer is what?
1/2
Negative or positive?
positive.
Yep. Wait, positive. Why?
Mm.
Negative times the positive is a,
Negative?
yeah, negative times a positive is a negative.
Fine, my bad.
You should know how to do this by this point. 1/4 times 1/2. Anything we cancel out?
You're wrong.
What?
You're wrong.
Why?
Because you forgot to flip the one.
That's right, I forgot to flip. At least somebody's catching some of those mistakes. Yeah, so you gotta multiply by 2 over 1. Anything we can cancel out?
Yes.
Yep. 2, 1. Final answer is 1/2, right?
No.
Why not?
Negative 1/2.
Yep, gotta add your negative. Done. Alright, I am gonna do. Alright, you guys can do this one. If you get done with this one, you can do. Oh no, we'll do 2 of them. Number 13, 1/4 divided by negative 3/8. Alright, do that one. If you get done with that, you can start looking at the word problem for number 14.
And what is the other one?
Number what?
Number 14. One after.
Number 14.
So this is the bottom of page 109.
answer for this one?
What?
Did you get your final answer for this one?
The one on the board?
Oh, no, I'll do it now then for this. I don't know, it's not that hard of a subject.
Great, that shouldn't be hard to follow the instructions of do what I put on the board.
Okay.
Alright, what's the first step of this? We get in multiple first steps. We wanna always remember the thing at the end that sometimes we mess up.
So we're up for negative on the end.
Yeah, cause it's a positive divided by a negative, put division on there. You know, the final answer is negative, what's next?
You wanna put
Yeah,
one?
up, see my straight your voice, you're done. Someone else help. Yeah?
You wanna write it as, 1/4 divided by 3/8 for a start.
You mean negative 3s? Or you mean,
That's what I
you're talking about the fact that we already had a negative right there? What do you need?
No,
I'm just checking to see who does not have an instrument today, maybe?
Who does not have an instrument today?
Les, do you have yours? No. Okay. No Emma today?
No.
No Will either? Okay. That
Okay.
answers my question.
Alright, so it's already written as dividing by, what do you mean?
alright. Then you have to, okay. You have to switch you have to switch it to become 8 over 3, negative 8 over 3, and then you have to do 1/4 times negative 8 over 3.
Okay, so I'm gonna try to rephrase this for you. I think what you mean is instead of writing it as dividing by vertically, you mean horizontally. So
Yes.
divided by negative, sorry. And I'm just gonna say positive 3/8 at this point because we already wrote the negative thing. Might as well get rid of the negatives and just add this back on at the end. And then instead of dividing by, like you said, is multiplying by 8/3. Anything cancel out?
Yes,
Yep. 1, 2, final answer is
2/3.
2/3. Good?
Yes.
No, not good. Why?
Negative.
Yeah, it's negative. I just wrote this right here. Alright, and number 14. Let's see if you guys can help me out. A pancake recipe requires 1 2/3 cups of flour. Not cups of flours, like you would go pick for your mom or something like that. Just flour, like the baking ingredient. To make 20 pancakes, you have 9 cups of flour. So 9 cups of flour makes 20 pancakes. So what I'm doing here is I'm kind of setting it up for a proportion for something because that's what I'm thinking it's going to go towards. If this has flour, because it says 1 2/3 cups of flour for, oh no, it says what did I do wrong here based on what it said? Yeah?
You know, 1 2/3 makes 20 pancakes.
Yes, 1 2/3 makes 20 pancakes and I have 9 cups of flour. So what I should be doing is taking, well, I guess erasing that, taking the 20 pancakes and moving it up to 20 pancakes.
Oh, can I do it?
Ooh, I can't.
10.
Alright, and here, I don't know what it is. Yep.
Okay. Can I get them?
Well, what is the question? What's the question? First of all, we don't even know what it's asking. What might you think it's asking? Or what might you be tempted to do right away without even looking at what the questions are?
1/3 is divided, 1/3, you wanna do, no. You wanna multiply 3 times 1 and then add 2.
Multiply what?
You're gonna do 3 times 1. And then add it.
Okay, so then you would get 5 over 3
5/3 equals 20,
equals 20?
20 over 1. 20 pancakes.
And equals 20 over 1?
No, divided by 20 over 1, so that's good like that.
Divided by 20 over 1. And then,
No, you just can't do it, just straight line.
Well, okay, well, here's what I would do. So this 5/3, I agree. So you got 5/3 here and 20 over 1 over here. And I would want to be thinking to myself, hey, what do I have to do to get from here over to here? Because whatever that change is, that's going to be the same change from 9 over 1 to whatever I get over here. Whatever my change is from here, that's what my change is now. Now, I don't even know what the questions are asking at this point. Maybe that's the wrong thing to do. But let's see where that takes us. Because if you're doing 5 to 20 over 1,
You can do,
how do I get that?
you can multiply it by 4.
What? Multiply by 4, yeah, but then what? 4 over what?
4 over 4.
Well, here, 3 times 1, you're going to have to divide by 3. So 4 over 1/3. So that is where it gets a little bit messy, because you're thinking, hey, what do I have to do to multiply this? When really, it's instead of that, we could just say, hey, this divided by that. So 20 over 1 divided by 5/3, which is the same thing as 20 over 1 times 3/5. This becomes divided by 5, that becomes 4, that becomes 1, so we get 12. So you are multiplying by 12 to get across there. Think, 12 times 5, that's 60. 60 over 3 is 20. So that may mean, hey, we're also going to multiply by 12 over here. So if we had 9 cups of flour, 9 times 12 is 108. And think 9 cups of flour, that means it's going to make 108 pancakes. So I don't know if you're doing like a pancake breakfast or something for someone, but here, let me.
It's Joe's breakfast, so.
It's his breakfast? Yeah, he eats a lot. He eats that much? Alright, apparently you eat that much, Joe. He's watching this.
Okay.
Actually, we'll find out whether or not he actually watched it, whether or not he actually responds and sends me a message or whatnot.
I'm sorry.
So, that would be, if they're asking you, hey, how many pancakes can you make with 9 cups of